what a
Yeah,
champion like you?
so for me, like I'm always super if somebody asks me, I'm very transparent. I'm an open book about stuff like this, but I never say like who the money's coming from and what how much it was
Okay.
from specific companies. But last year I was able to make right around 800 grand. So I mean, it's good money if you're doing it the right way. Like I've become better about getting sponsors for my helmet, whether it be the OnlyFans, the Good Boy Vodka, GoPro on the chin, like the helmet company, selling the helmets, like the replica helmets we talked about, bonuses from race wins, bonuses from championships, salary from the team, extra races that we do like Daytona, things like that. So yeah, I think last year I think it was like 830 grand or something like that. So that was the most I've ever made in my life. Like that was back in the day when I was racing for Yamaha, making, I think back like when I was like 20, 21, I think I was getting like 150 grand salary. And there was a time where I think when it was only one race a weekend that it was like 50 grand a win. And then it was 30,000 a win when they went to two races. And like I said, we had the $5,000 qualifying bonus for first. We had the $5,000 most laps led because we got a point, I think, for each of those one year. And that was back when I was, with Red Bull or Monster. So it was, probably like a $50,000 helmet deal or something like that from the energy drink company. And then you have your helmet company. So my best year, 10 plus years ago was like 600,000. So for me to make the 800 last year was huge because there's a lot of people that think that there's no money in our sport. And it's not as big as Supercross or MotoGP, but it's every year for the last 5 years, I've been making more and more money and I'm putting more and more work into doing extra things
And
and
are you
not
your
just
own
relying
agent?
on teams. Yeah. Yeah, and which
Interesting.
is hard because I think contracts are the hardest part. But now, honestly, with Chat GPT, like you can put a contract in there, like I did it yesterday, and I can ask it, like, hey, what are the top 10 things I should be concerned with in this contract? And it'll list off everything that, it'll tell you just like a lawyer would. Like, I mean, I'm not saying go trust that thing and don't get a lawyer, but if
It
I'm
points
wanting
you in
to
the
do
right
things on my
direction.
own, yeah, I have a friend, Brian Short, who does like he's a super successful wrongful termination lawyer, so he looks over my stuff for me. He's just a good friend, does it as a favor for me. um but yeah, I mean, it's possible to make good money. Do you have to be winning races? Like a large part of that is being on a good team, making good race win bonuses, making good championship bonuses. But it's possible. And is it possible for me to make a lot more money? Yeah. Like I think if I wanted to, I could have made another 100 grand coaching last year. Like, we charge anywhere from, any, there isn't really any top, like superbike winning guys. Like I think it's just me and PJ Jacobson that really are the only ones that really coach that are at either winning superbike or super sport races. And we charge anywhere from 1,200 to 1,800 bucks a day to go coach somebody if it's at a local track. But then like going and doing events, like, I have, flat rates that I charge for somebody to fly to an event and hang out with a dealer and ride at their track day or something like that. So if I really wanted to, I think I could have made like another 150 to 200 grand last year, like really pushing. But then the problem is that overpromise, underdeliver type of thing, right? Like with
And
sponsors, I was
burnout.
like, and you get burnout. Like, social media now, it's like they're checking to make sure that you're doing all the videos you're supposed to do. Like before, you could get a sponsor and it's like, hey, I'm running the helmet logo and I'm doing social media. And to me, it's like if I promise that I'm going to do 2 videos a month, but let's just say I was short by 5 videos, but I had like a couple viral videos that got 10 million views, I would be like, "Hey, cut me some slack. I got some really good videos out of that, and you were expecting maybe 100,000, and it got 10 million on 2 videos." But they're not like that anymore. Like now, no, you promised us 2 videos a month. Like we expect those 2 videos to be done. So now I've had to cut back on sponsors because I want to make sure that the ones that I do have that are expecting social media deliverables, whether it be Instagram Reels or full length videos on OFTV for OnlyFans or YouTube videos or whatever post it is. I want to make sure that I'm on top of doing that stuff. So I can't reach out to as I want to fill my helmet up with as many spots as I can, but I don't want to have to I don't want to let anybody down like I have in the past. So I'm trying to focus more on just delivering the good content.
Okay. Loaded question. Would you have made just as much money if you had zero social media?
No, no, not even close.
Okay. So
Uh,
how
I
important was that if
social
hypothetically,
media in the last couple years, like let's just say, yeah, like 7, 8 years ago, I started getting rides that I don't want to say I didn't deserve because obviously I'm a good enough rider to be winning the title still. So I'm top three rider in the country. But there's times where maybe, you know, Bobby Fong would have got a ride over me because he had a better year than me, or maybe finished really strong. But because of my social media, like a team wanted me instead because they knew that it would help out with getting sponsors, or maybe sponsors on the team pushed for me, like the Yoshi year. I got that ride. I had a really good year the year before on the Attack Yamaha that I was on, but I know for a fact that the social media helped me get that ride that year. Um, so yeah, it would be considerably less. Like if I
mm,
was a guy with 10,000 followers, I think, you know, I'd probably would have made, I wouldn't have been able to sell all those helmets that I sold because there wouldn't be a bunch of people that I was reaching out to. So that's 120 grand. I probably wouldn't have the confidence to try to do it at least. So I wouldn't have done it. Um, And yeah, I would say I probably would have made like 300,000 less, $350,000 less or something like that. Probably somewhere around there. I mean, but also nowadays, I mean, these they call them micro influencers, like people that have a smaller amount of followers, but their engagement rate's high and they can communicate more with their followers. It's almost just as powerful as somebody that has 150 to 200,000 followers because those people aren't engaging with all those people. I'm not saying engagement rate like how many people are commenting or liking and all that
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
but
Well, I'll
actually
put
messaging
myself
them
in there.
back and all that.
I've got like 100,000 followers, but accumulative between YouTube and Instagram and some of the stuff. Last month I did 22 million views.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's huge. Yeah. Yeah, I
it,
think but nowadays, like the hardest thing for me nowadays is like you talked about earlier with if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Like there's a lot of people now that are getting smarter with like this Instagram stuff, like buying the followers and buying views, and people don't know. They can't. There's no. You should be able to like go on ChatGPT and be like, "Are this person's followers real?" Or some.
yeah,
I wish you could somehow tell because it's like it's almost like the steroid topic now. Like you never know. Like I know a couple different people in our paddock that have